why would you just DM me? That takes away everything, like all of the magic or romance away from dating in general. Like if you're just there in person, hey, I really enjoyed our conversation. Would you want to go get a drink sometime? Super simple.
She's a model, creative, and someone who brings psychology into fashion. So Kate joins us today from New York City. Happy to have you here
So
with
happy
us.
to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, to start out, talk a little bit about you for people to get to know you.
Okay, awesome. So a little bit about me is I grew up in Oregon pretty much my whole life. I studied psychology, human development. I have a bachelor's degree from Oregon State University, and I did not do anything with that after college. I actually started working for Monster Energy for a while.
Oh, Monster Energy.
Yeah, I know, it's so random. And I did sales, and I started getting connected with the creative director of the company because I started making like little kind of TikTok videos, but like on our company social media. And he ended up mentoring me, and that's when I kind of like started to be like, wait, I could actually do creative stuff. So moved to Florida, built a whole life in terms of creative content and fashion. I assisted one of the creative directors of one of the biggest nightclubs in Miami. I still kind of assist her here and there. And then I started going back and forth from New York for about 6 months before I moved here and started doing modeling. And now I do social media and modeling full time.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot. So kind of, so Oregon, Miami, New York. That's like
I went everywhere.
Yeah, what would you say? What's the best energy city? Or like, why did you decide? Okay, now I'm in Miami, and you come to New York because of the modeling or something else?
No, so I always just had like these really big dreams when I was little. My childhood dream was to move to New York, and I always told my mom I was going to be in fashion. And I grew up in such a small town, and people are always like, be a little more realistic. Like, that's so sweet, but like, let's, think logically here and stuff. So that's kind of why I went to college and stuff first. But like I said, I decided that creativity could be something for me, or I wanted to do that before I went full in on like doing a master's or like starting a practice in terms of mental health. So my sister lived in Florida. She already was there. And I visited her for a weekend, and I just like knew that was it. Like I just had this feeling that it was just time to start over. So I literally quit my job and packed my life up and moved. And New York was just, it was my dream. So I went from one place to the next.
Yeah. But you are still nowadays you're back and forth.
A
Because
little
you have
bit.
different jobs or.
Well, kind of. So I went back and forth for 6 months before I moved and like got a place out here. I still assist the creative director, but it's more in terms of like special events. So in Miami, summertime is like not a huge season for them because everywhere is hot. So people want to go to Miami when it's winter. So like right now things are about to pick up in Miami and things get like Art Basel, all of those things come up, and that's our busy season. So I started getting really busy over here with my modeling and stuff like that, so I haven't really been back as much, but pretty soon I'll be back and forth more.
They want you back. And then, what would you say is then like do you have any preference, Miami or New York, or is it like that different and just like both?
I love New York. Like I feel so like connected to myself here that I think that like this is like my favorite place to be, but like I always tell people get a house in Miami to visit, but like living in New York. Like I think that's like the ideal situation.
I mean, I can imagine, okay, I usually I don't like the cold very much. Right? So I would basically say, okay, I stay in the summer in New York and then in the winter in Miami. I mean, that's what I hear what some people actually do. Yeah,
and then people like go to the Hamptons and stuff out here. Like no one stays in the city as much, I feel like. So I don't know. It was my first like real summer being here and stuff, and it was a really interesting experience because I was just getting adjusted. And let me tell you, like going back and forth versus living in New York is so different. I didn't expect it to be that different, but it was a lot to like take in at first and stuff. But yeah, no, it's been great.
Yeah, I always like New York is like a super big city. Like every part can be different, and you have like all these different cultures. You have a lot of different people living here, and Miami feels almost like can I say Latin America. So I'm Brazilian originally, right?
Yeah.
And then I came here when I first time went to Miami. I speak Spanish too.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, well, do people speak English here?
No, that's so true. It really is. The issue I have is like I'm Latina too. Like I speak Spanish and stuff, and people never think I am. So sometimes people would try to speak Spanish and like, oh, like I can't, sorry, I don't, and then I'd speak Spanish to them and they'd be like, oh, like she knows what we're saying and stuff like that. So I always have like, it's like so funny for that because people never know that I'm Mexican or anything.
They never think?
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, like if you're Mexican. I don't know if I asked you before. I had the impression either Mexican, but could be also Central America or something.
I get so many different things. I get like Russian, European, from like the Philippines a lot and stuff like that. I get that a lot, but I'm Mexican.
Mexican, But you are born in US, you said.
I was born in California, but my mom is Mexican. My whole family is basically Mexican. There's some like, I think like European within the bloodline, but like at the end of the day,
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Because at the end, okay, like everybody that, if you're not like native, then something you have European.
No, right. I mean, everybody's mixed. I don't think anybody's fully anything, right? So, but I've never done that. I always wanted to do the blood test to see like where
the DNA.
Yeah, and it like breaks it all down for you and stuff. I think that'd be so fun, but
I was trying. I never did it, but I know a little bit. The background of my family is. Like, okay, I'm in Brazil, so we have like native Indians in Brazil, like we say it. And then there's like a mix, and then we have like Africans, a lot of Africans coming in, then Portuguese.
Okay.
Portuguese and Dutch. So something like this. And that's like all like mixed together over
So do you speak any of those languages, or like how many languages?
I speak Portuguese.
Okay.
Portuguese, Spanish, but because I've watched a lot of Netflix.
Novellas and stuff,
And German. I grew up in Germany, and then English.
Okay, that's amazing. Did you know that like they say that it's easier to learn another language if you've already like learned one? So like the fact that you knew another one, you can just like...
I think it also depends on the language. Like if you have like a Roman, a Latin language, then it's so much easier to learn the others. Like Portuguese, very similar to Spanish. Spanish, very similar to Italian. Italian, French. And then you have Romanian, but Romanian is like not very, very common. But they're all like, they have similarities. So if you understand one, so with Spanish, you can understand like Portuguese, or at least like read it. It depends how fast they talk. And then you can also read French, Italian. I think Italian you should also.
French, I feel like sounds so crazy though. Yeah, like I can't tell what people are saying. I
but
wish
the
I
words,
knew.
if you would read it, you would get a lot.
Really?
And then you can learn it quite fast.
You're inspiring me to go to Europe now. I'll learn it on the plane right over.
Then do Duolingo.
Exactly right. Yeah.
But that sucks. Like Duolingo, though, it's like everybody does it, but everybody says, hey, they never learned anything on Duolingo.
My mom, she was a Spanish teacher for a long time, and she loved Duolingo. She always told me to get on it to like brush up on my Spanish and stuff like that. So that's so funny.
Yeah, sure. But if you grew up with Spanish, you just...
I know. It's my first language, but I just kind of forgot it.
Yeah. What I also want to tip a little bit like more in your modeling and what you do. Like first, question would be, okay, how was your first photo shoot? Where was it, and how was the experience when you actually started out?
Yeah, so I've been doing like photo shoots for a while, just like with different photographers or like growing up like friends and stuff who were getting into photography. I'd shoot with them and stuff like that a lot. I started doing more professional ones like kind of when I moved over here, because for me, I never fully wanted to go into modeling and stuff like that, because when I was growing up, my parents always wanted me to be more than like my looks and my beauty. They were very heavy into like education and like being able to provide something of value, and like beauty fades. So I didn't really want to like lean into it, even though I loved it so much growing up and I had so much fun. Like I used to plan my own little photo shoots, and like I'd either shoot them with like my own camera, like outside of like the photo shoots I did with friends and like different photographers, and like I'd even have my little brother like try to take them for me and stuff. And so I always just did it growing up, but it wasn't until like I got out here really, and people kept asking me if I was a model all the time. And I'd never been asked that so much in my life. And I was like, okay, people think I'm a model. Maybe
now
I'll
you
just...
have like the big confidence.
So, my first one though out here was with somebody. So I basically went on Facebook groups for models and photographers. And I was like, hey, does anyone want to collab? And I like put my Instagram. And I got a bunch of people who asked me, like, were like, yeah, like, let's shoot. So my first one was with someone I didn't know. I met them on Facebook and stuff, and, like, I had looked at their work. And it was really fun because that one was just, like, more about, like, creativity and just being, like, fun with it. And I just kept doing it from there and just going with different photographers and, like, working on being in front of a camera and being comfortable and stuff. And, yeah, it was a fun experience.
That's how you then build your network. Like, first of all, you met a lot of photographers. Okay, they have, like, a lot of connections. And that's, like, they introduced you to other people. Maybe then you went to events. So how was, like, the networking aspect of getting into the scene? Because that's what I'm interested in a lot, helping people to build these networks and so on. So I kind of would like to know, okay, how did you grow your network in the scene? How did that happen?
Yeah, so I think, like, yeah, you're right. So these photographers have already established themselves in New York. I was new to the city. I didn't know people. I didn't know anyone really when I moved out here. But they knew people and stuff. And I didn't know the extent of it, but I could see, you know, their followers and kind of what they worked in. So with working with them, they'd post me and I'd post them. And I already have a little bit of a following and such. So it's easier to get people to work with you when you already have a following. So I kind of leveraged that. I have a little bit of a following for exposure for you, and you already have a network of people in New York. So them posting me opened the opportunity for agencies to see me, different production companies, and just eyes in general in New York. So my first runway show was actually like kind of an accident. It was from that, like someone just randomly emailed me and told me I was casted. I never went to a casting. I never submitted anything. They literally just told me I was in a show. And I thought it was a scam at first because I was like, where did this come from? I was like, okay. But yeah, so it was just about, I think it's about putting yourself out there. Like I said, like I knew, like, again, they have connections and stuff like that. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but it's like I put myself out there. Yeah, okay. And then you can like step by step, and then you make connections, people reaching out to you. So how do you know if somebody reaches out to you? Okay, how do you actually then check and prove that that's something legit? You said, okay, oh, somebody's writing me a random email. And is this true or not? How do you go into this process? So with that, it was like they provided like their social media links and stuff. They gave the address for the event. So it was basically a Hampton swimsuit show was what they casted me for the very first show. And they provided the address, they gave all the information, they gave their accounts. So I was like, okay, let me go look into their accounts and stuff like that. And they had already produced shows before. They did a lot of like art shows and stuff like that. And I saw like a little bit of runway modeling and stuff as well on there. And then they also told me the designer that I had been casted for. So then I looked into the designer's account, and they had other shows that they already had people walk in. So it was more just like checking their social media accounts, and that kind of gave me the validation that, okay, like this is a real thing. They've done this before. It's somewhat of a professional production, so that's kind of... So it's basically that they have proof on their page that they are legit and doing things. And it's the same for social media in general. If somebody's messaged you and let's assume they have only like a blank profile, you would think immediately would never respond. But if somebody messaged you, okay, he invites you to an event, and okay, you look at the event, then you look at the profile. Okay, who is this guy? No, exactly. Right, and if if it's like a presentable social media, or this person has done something in the past, you think, okay, like that's something I can go deeper on. Versus a lot of people nowadays, which don't have to focus on social media. And then it's very difficult for them to to kind of get in touch or to invite people out on events, on other things they are doing. And I think that's why like social media presence is so important nowadays. Exactly. What do you think about it? Like all the nowadays social media between you have like all these super cool pictures and content. But then on the other side is the person behind it. What do you think about the differences? Right. I think that like in today's times, your social media account is so important because it's like your introduction to the world.
Yeah.
You are telling the world like who you are because no one has ever seen you before, and these are people who you maybe can't shake their hand in person or something, but you're telling them who you are and why they should want to work with you or why they should want to know you or whatever you want to present about yourself. And it's so interesting because everyone who sees you is looking at you from a lens of their own. So it's their own experiences, the people that they've interacted with, and you don't really have control over how they perceive it, but you do have control over how you put the narrative out there. So curating a page based on what you want people to know, you know, my page has changed so much over time. Now a lot of it is like my work on the runway, a lot of modeling photos. I don't really have as much of my personal life on my social media, and it's more about the work that I do. And so in those terms, it's a highlight reel because a lot of it, it's like, it's a business at the end of the day and stuff like that. Like, yes, I do meet people through that and stuff, but like, I'd rather get to know you in person and take it off social media, but I'm glad that you like my profile. But the way that I curate and do stuff is more for a business and having people see me in that light in those aspects. But I think that it's really important to understand with social media that it really is a highlight reel. So you don't really see the difficulties or the struggles or, you know, the bad parts. You see the success, you see the glamour, the good, and that is really important to just always keep in the back of your mind when you meet people.
To understand, there's probably, you know, like this polished social media. And,
exactly.
And then there's another side on it. Is there any, let's say, when you go to a lot of these model, events, you work together with a lot of photographers. Are there any, let's say, very unexpected moments or awkward moments you felt in the past you want to share?
I mean, it's just like it's so weird sometimes because you'll have like 5 men in front of you
that's
of all age ranges, and they're just clicking in front of you, and you're just seeing like a flashing light, and like, I try not to think about it too much, and like, you know, this is kind of, you know, because it's just fun. To me, it's like art, and I try to focus on that aspect of it and try not to think it's like too weird or anything. It does get weird if like they never give you the photos kind of thing, because then I'm like, well, where did those photos go?
Like,
hello? You know, because I have had a few of those.
Some secret side.
A few of those happen where I'm like, well, like, I thought we were using these for like work, you know,
But not everybody photographer, they take a lot of pictures, so not every photographer comes up to you afterwards, you know, kind of exchange.
Well, they're supposed to, and like you do and stuff like that, but I don't know, it's just like a very interesting environment. I try to think that everybody is, you know, there for work and to be professional and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you never really know. And I think that like when I first started doing photo shoots and stuff like that, there's definitely like a lot of pressure to take off clothing and stuff like that, and I think that like that's something that like I got like very quickly, like, oh, okay, you know, like I'm like understanding like my boundaries and like what's okay with me, and knowing that like I can put my foot down and like this is like what I'm comfortable shooting is like what we're gonna shoot, you know. But I mean, there definitely is like pressure in that too and stuff like that, of course. But I think those are the only
I just think about a question. Do you think that some men like use like being, you know, a photographer to getting closer to girls?
I would say yes.
I don't. What's the percentage? What do you think? 99%.
Oh gosh.
And it's like a mix, you know. Some do it, of course. There are people do it for passion, but
it's so hard because like you really don't know. You know what I mean? Like they're just taking photos of you, and like some of them are like helping you and telling you how to pose, and like I always want to see the good intentions in everybody and stuff. But like, you know, my family lives across the country and stuff, so my mom is constantly like, be careful. Like you don't know who you're around and stuff like that. And also in this industry, people will promise you the world. Like, you know how many photographers have came up to me and been like, I'm going to give you a billboard in Times Square and like things like that, or like, I'm going to put you on a cover of a magazine, like things like that, you know what I mean?
Like
to just, you know, and stuff. So you have to be careful as to like their intentions. And I'm not, you know, never to say like they can't do it or things like that, but you have to be careful because they're going to promise you everything, and you have to be able to understand and never go past your boundaries and be firm as to like who you are and stuff like that.
So it basically also comes with experience, of course. Like if you are new like to the whole scene, I think it can be, of course, difficult to kind of make the experiences. And then after some time, you kind of know, oh, okay. Or maybe there are, let's say, photographers you see over and over, and you kind of think, okay, that's like this type of photographer guy, and the others are more serious, less serious.
Yeah. No, I definitely have some that like I'll see them because it's kind of a small world in terms of this world and stuff, and I'll see some again at different events, and like I have become friends with some of them. Like some of them, they'll be like Saucy, because like that's my nickname with everyone because of my social media. But it's so fun in that aspect because some of them, like, I am very comfortable shooting because we've created, like, this friendship. So, like, I'm like, okay, like, you know, love to shoot with them. It's fun energy. It's, you know, but if I'm ever, like, nervous or unsure, it's like I'll take, like, a few pictures with them and I'm like, oh, I'm, you know, gonna go shoot with someone else. Thank you, you know, but, yeah.
And do, like, photographers or, like, you know, after the event, Runway or something, they slide into your DMs and say, hey, you know, let's go for coffee or something.
That does happen, yes.
Yeah.
That does happen. And it's like, I'm learning how to balance, because I'm like, I love to just be nice to everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be friends with everybody and stuff like that, but I'm like realizing that there is like, you have to find like a balance of niceness and stuff. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, we are working, you know, I appreciate the offer, but it's like, if you want to do a shoot or you have like a fun inspo or creative idea, like I'm so excited to do that with you. But like to go and like do that, like again, I keep like my personal life a little bit more separate from that, like my modeling world and stuff like that. Like I don't invite people to my shows really or anything like that. Like I'm like working, you know, I want to be like super focused. So I don't really like when people try to intertwine the two worlds. I'm a professional. I'm like, no.
Okay. To try to keep it really separated between the things you do in modeling, and then, but sometimes it's, for example, you go to a model event and, you do your professional job, but then there's maybe an after show party, right? Where people then are more private. How do you balance that?
I don't even really go out with the people, that I don't really go to like the after parties and stuff like that in those environments too much, because again, I don't want those people. If I want to go drink, I'll go drink with my friends somewhere else, you know. And if I'm at those events, I don't really drink at all. Like it's like a drink and such. So it's more like in those environments, I'm more just trying to connect with the girls or really working on networking. So I'm again very focused on business wise. I'm not really there to like party and drink with people. So it's like if I'm done and I want to go like get drinks and stuff, it's like I'm gonna go meet like my friends that I like, my party friends, I guess you could say, you know, and go do that. And like again, I keep it very separate to make sure that like I'm always in the right headspace and like focused.
Yeah, but with the other girls, like other models you meet there, you build like a friendship with some of them.
Yeah, some of them I have. Like I said, I didn't really know anybody when I got here, and like some of them have like I've developed like really good friendships with. But it's come with time and definitely like meeting, you know, more for like dinner first or doing something like that. Or like one of my really good friends, Sabrina, her and I did the pageant together. Yeah. And we hadn't really hung out outside of modeling situations and stuff. And after that one, we were like, oh, like, let's go get some pizza. So we went and like got pizza together after a show and stuff. And like now me and her, like we'll go out together. Like she's like my best friend. But it definitely like took some time of like stepping outside of that world and like making sure that like it was a good, genuine friendship that I could really trust and stuff like that. And I'm very grateful to have met her. But yeah, it takes time. You can meet some good people, but you have to be careful.
Yeah, it's more or less you keep meeting them all over, and then you kind of get to know them step by step. So that's like there is like have you ever heard about the mere exposure effect?
No, tell me.
It's mere exposure is when you go to a place, for example, to the gym, and you go every day, and you meet or you see the same people over and over. So you create a familiarity over time just by showing up, just by seeing the people. And also, even if you don't talk to them for a while, at some point you just feel connected to them. Even the best example is always like the gym, or can be like model events. Let's say you go to 5 model events, you always see the same photographer. Maybe at the first time you don't say hello. And maybe at the second time, maybe you say hello. At the third time, say, hey, what's going on? Oh, yeah, you again. And then at some point, you just know the name. And then after 5 times, you just know each other.
No, I had never heard of that theory before. But that's exactly it.
It goes like step by step by just showing up over and over to different places to create this familiarity. And that's how you then also make friends, because then suddenly somebody says, oh, we having pizza after.
Right,
afterwards.
exactly.
You know, do you want to join? And that's an effect. I mean, what I do when I go out, I go to a lot of places over and over, so that I get to, first of all, to know the people and the people to know me, and then suddenly, they just know me. I'm part of the interior.
No, I actually this I like this theory because it, like I had said, when I didn't know anybody and stuff when I first got here and I hadn't started modeling yet, I just started like going out with like one of my friends who does like promoting and stuff like that. I started going out and like I'd go out and I know the people, I knew the routine, I knew like everyone who's going to be there and stuff like that. And now I know like the managers for the clubs. I know like the people who are in charge of like the different things because they saw me every week. And then people were like, "How did you meet everybody so quick? Like you just got here." And I was like, I just went out and talked to people, like, you know.
It's just showing up, and then, of course, talking to people makes it faster. But just showing up, there's one example. I go, do you know Mr. Purple in Lower East Side?
Yeah.
So, I'm doing weekly networking meetups, usually guys, and then I go there every week in Mr. Purple. And then I'm just showing up. It's not that, sometimes talk with some stuff and say hello, blah, 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 but nothing too crazy, right? And then at the weekends, I go, for example, on a Saturday, but not that often. And then it was last time, I just was showing up on the line, and then the security guys, because he sees me every week, he just say, hey, come by. And then, I never talked to him just by showing my face all the time. He knew, that's like a regular.
Yeah.
And they charge cover, I don't know, after 11 or 12, they charge sometimes $25. And there was one security guy also, he didn't know me that well yet, and he said, okay, $25. And then the other one said, no, not him.
That's
not
so
him.
sweet.
And that was just by showing up and going there weekly, because I'm doing, meeting some guys to come out to my networking meetup. And that's basically it. And that's like how you create then these connections over time. But of course, you do it in the same place over.
You have to go, same place and stuff. I think it's also like important having like positive experiences when you go, because like I bet if you had gone multiple times but you had been like an issue or like, you know what I mean, or then it's like they'd be like, oh no, this guy, but it's like they've had so many positive experiences where you've just been there, you've provided value and stuff like that, to where they remember you're memorable. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I bring like people there regularly, right? I kind of see, if you always bring 5-10 people, they probably, I don't know, spend something in the venue. And that's always good value
Plus for them.
To provide. Even I myself, most of the time I drink water. But I say all the other people that come.
But you bring the people, No, that's exactly.
Yeah. I don't drink a lot of alcohol. I drink a beer every once in a while or a cocktail. But
what's your cocktail of choice?
Oh, my cocktail of choice. Have you heard about caipirinha?
No, what is this?
But do you know mojito?
Yes.
So mojito is like with lemon, and you have sugar, and you have the rum and mince. But caipirinha is like a Brazilian nationality drink. It's also with lemon and sugar, but we have like a local liquor. It's called cachaça.
Okay.
And it's very strong. But if you then mix it with the sugar and the lemon, it gets very sweet.
I need to try this now. I'm gonna have to write it down, and I'm gonna go try this now.
I think they have they should have a lot of places here that serve it. It's caipirinha. And then the thing is, you drink one, like super cool. You drink two, you're still super cool, and then you get up.
and you realize you're not super cool.
And then it's like it can hit you, because like pure liquor. They mix with sugar, and sugar goes then at some point quickly into the blood, and then it kind of the alcohol goes quite quickly. And
there's a science behind it. Okay.
So it's it can get very, very funny.
Maybe this will be my new drink.
Maybe.
I'll let you know. I'm gonna text you and be like, so I tried it.
Tried it. Okay. And then you text me again after the second one. So I hate you.
Hopefully not.
No,
I'm going out tonight though, so I'll let you know.
Oh, okay. Also, like you studied psychology, right? And how does this help you then in your job? Like, you mentioned earlier, like reading people. Does this help? Do you, in your back mind, apply something you learned in your studies, or is this?
I use psychology every day. Like everything that I do, there's some form of like just trying to understand people and trying to figure out what's going on, and just reading people in general. And I'm a big energy person, so I'm always like reading people's energies and stuff like that. But I think in terms of that, it's like I just try to understand the people who are around me in these situations, the girls, the photographers, the designers, myself, because it's a very high stress environment. It's very overwhelming. There's a lot of anxiety that goes into it, and just performing and making sure you're doing your best. And like I said, like I'm so focused on it, and I see it as like such a job and stuff like that, that like I'm very in my head about things and stuff. So it's like I use psychology to calm myself down, like understanding how to like calm myself and focus my energy and my mind and everything. And I use it to like understand the girls and like who I'm around, how to approach them, how are they feeling, there's so much happening at one time and stuff. And then again with the photographers, shooting with them, what's their intentions, is this okay, like am I okay, how am I feeling, how, like what are they, there's so much that you're reading and analyzing and trying to pick up and how to approach things, that I think it's very helpful, but I use it in everything I do.
So it brings you a lot, like the theory, and then you see, okay, that's how the implementation in real life. And like, have you ever had to fake like any kind of confidence when you went in front of a shooting? You were like very insecure, and then you said, hey, now I need to get my stuff together.
I mean, confidence for me has been a journey. I couldn't imagine that I'd be doing this stuff when I was younger, because I grew up like really self-conscious and like had no confidence in myself, and I always told myself like just fake it. And my family would always like tell me, they're like, it's so like you project so confident, like you can't tell how much you struggle, because they know me and they know how much I struggle with it and stuff. So it's like, it's really fake it till you make it has been like my mantra, my motto for so much, until like I think now that I finally did go to New York and like I saw myself achieve this like dream and goal of mine, that like confidence now, it's like I'll like be like, how can you not be confident? Like you did something you never knew you thought was possible. So like walking down the runway, like you got this. So it's like now the confidence has like, I'll have to remind myself and stuff, but it's definitely wasn't like overnight. It was like a whole journey and stuff. Like
stepping out constantly out of the comfort zone. And when let's say people back from your hometown see you nowadays, like how, I mean, for them it must be okay. Oh, Kate, she's like in New York, Miami, and so on. Do you have like are you still in touch with some people from the past, or is it like, do you have a complete different environment right now?
I really don't keep in touch. Really, going home for me is actually like, it's like a hard thing for me to do, because the girl that I was when I was younger, I like dealt with a lot of mental health issues, and I was extremely depressed when I was younger. And I went through like a lot of bullying in terms of like my body and like image, and people saying things about me and stuff growing up. So it made me internalize a lot of the dialogue that I was hearing, and I had a really hard time liking myself growing up. I had a hard time wearing like swimsuits. I would like cry if I had to wear swimsuits in public, which was the crazy part, was my first show was in a swimsuit. So that like God has a funny sense of humor, you know. But so no, I don't really keep in touch anymore, and I just think it's like, it's a growth for me, and it's like I'm never forget where I came from, but this is just a way better chapter in my life and stuff. So I just am more present here, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's I see that. But of course, like your family is
I mean, I'll go home for my family and stuff like that, but it's funny because I haven't, it's been like almost 3 years since I left my hometown. And when I left, I told myself like I didn't want to come back until like I had achieved something that like that version of me could have been proud of. Like I sacrificed so much to come out and start over and everything that I just couldn't go back. And like I had to go back for the holidays last year, and I just remember feeling like I hadn't achieved enough yet. Like I was just like, I'm not there yet, but it's like now I'm gonna go back this year. And it's like I finally like got to a point where like I'm so proud of myself, and I know when I was like the younger version of me would be like so proud of what I've done for myself and everything. And I still have so much to do, but it's like I can finally go back and like be sure and like proud of myself,
exactly.
you know?
Yeah, sometimes, you know, you need to look back and then see the journey. Then it gets more clear what you have achieved, because you always live in the moment and then you think, oh, always have to do this, I have to do that, and I want to achieve this. But then what people don't realize a lot times is that they don't really see, okay, how they got there, and they already went through a lot of stuff. They achieved, they had a lot of results, but of course, like then they tend to achieve the next thing. But I think it's very important to reflect and then realize, okay, like I did a lot of cool stuff during the last one or two years.
That's what I'm trying to work on now, is like, I used to not like celebrate things until they were like done and if I was happy with what I did.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to learn now that it's like, you need to celebrate the fact that you got the opportunity, or like before things happen, like celebrate them and stuff, and just be like grateful for it, because like it's like, I don't know if you have this issue, but like I'm always so hard on myself and I'm like, you need to do more, like this isn't enough, like you have to keep going, like I know how capable I am, so I'm like, yeah, but like you should be doing this, like you already could, like, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's like, yeah, I'm learning now where it's like to be like grateful and like already proud of the things as they're happening.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, for me, it's the different. I mean, I'm Brazilian, so we are a little bit more loose at some point. But I grew up in Germany, so I got a lot of, you know, being more ambitious and organized with me. And yeah, then I combine both. So I have like the being loose, but at the same time, I also know, okay, I want to achieve this and that. But sometimes I say, okay, let's chill a bit, but then get back on track and get things done. And
then you take a note from your book.
yeah, basically, yeah. What I also want to go a lot is to about communication and how to be magnetic in communication, because nowadays a lot of people, they are at home, maybe they scroll on social media, they don't go out that much, so they don't really know how to connect with people. So if you are out on these events, do you see like people coming out there just to connect, because they kind of feel lonely at some point and they want these actions and at this event and meet, let's say, all these models, which are beautiful, of course, and make these connections. Do you see that a lot of people are struggling with this nowadays, especially men?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think it's like, I think that people, like, humans crave attention. Like, it's in our DNA. Like, we crave this connection and stuff. So it's like, you can never not want it. And I think that people are always trying to find ways to connect. You know, New York has so many events. And especially if you get invited to one of the, like, a modeling event and stuff, like, you know, there's going to be, like, gorgeous women and stuff like that, which, like, what man doesn't want to talk to a gorgeous woman, you know? Like, you can't blame them and stuff, but it's like...
But they can. They run away.
Know, but, like, I understand that, because, like, I get it. Like, I get that would be, like, nerve-wracking and stuff like that, to, like, not know, like, what to say, or, like, do they want to talk to you, like, you know, and stuff, and, like, I get, like, the fear behind that and stuff like that, and so, like, I mean, like, I've seen, like, I'm always like, oh, you sweet soul, because it's like, you know, you can tell that they don't know what to do and they're nervous.
You know what's the number one fear of men?
What?
It's talk to attractive women.
Really?
Right? They would either go to war than talk to...
They used to go to war for the women.
Yeah, that's
now
right.
But
then talk, they don't know what to do. You know, that's one of the number one.
Why do you like think that is? Like, you just think it's like a psychological? Like, do you think it's gotten worse? And like, why? Like, social media things?
Also, I mean, of course, after COVID, everybody is at home, and then, you know, social media, online dating, everything's going. You know, people are not going out that much anymore, like in the past, and they are more into themselves. And some especially guys, they work, they have like a job, I don't know, 50, 60 hours, then they go to the gym, maybe have some friends, go out every once in a while, but they don't make these connections. That's why they feel lonely. And then when they are somewhere, they don't know how to connect, and then always say, okay, what should I say to someone? But most of the time, it's not really what you say, but how you say things.
Okay.
Because it's more how to connect with these people, or with these, let's say in this case, girls.
So what do you think is the number one mistake that guys make when they're trying to connect with a woman?
Yeah, I mean, what I said, they're trying to find the perfect line.
Okay, so you think it's like the line that they use?
Yeah, yeah, it's you know, they always overthink a lot. Like the number one, they overthink. Okay, what should I say? What should I say? What should I say? But at the end of the day, they could just go over and say hello.
Exactly.
That's it.
I agree.
They would say hello, hey, what's up? And it's not it's more about the body language. Or like you go there, eye contact, you smile. Versus, okay, I'm very serious, or what should I say? What should I say? And then you would feel, okay, this guy is kind of weird. He doesn't smile. He doesn't maybe don't even look me in the eyes. And then he says some kind of stupid line, right? And that's why I always say, hey, just focus on your body language. Be open and say hi. And then usually the other person, hey, say hi, what's up? And then you just comment what you see in the environment, or in terms of a show, hey, great show, or something like this. So that's what I always say. That's like the number one thing, especially guys overthink. Oh, what should I say? What should I say?
I think it's funny because like we were talking about like confidence earlier and stuff like that, and I think in that sense it's like fake it till you make it. Like just pretend you're confident when you go up, and like the girl will like feel that. And I think that like a confidence is like very attractive to a woman. Like it doesn't matter, like I don't think it always matters like what you physically look like completely. Like if your energy is there, like it's gonna be picked up. Like a girl is more likely to like respond, I guess, you know? So I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, and the positive energy. I mean, smiling helps a lot. Because you don't look like a serial killer.
Everyone always tells me I have like an RBF. Do you know what that?
No, what's that?
I don't know if I can rest what is it? Yeah, I don't know if I can say yeah.
Like
like I look mean when I'm just like my face is just. But like honestly, that's the face I use on the runway. So like I don't know. Like I think.
How did it come from what do you put, like Botox?
No, I don't.
That's what some people
say it comes from that.
No, it comes more and more from that, because some girls which has done a lot of these stuff, they can develop a serious face, even if they are not serious.
Gosh. No, I think I just have, my face is just like that. Sometimes I just look mean. I'm like, I'm the nicest person ever. If you come talk to me, I'm so sorry. But yeah.
Of course, I get it. On the runway, you need to, you have your focus and you. But sometimes it depends on the show. If you are smiling, because I notice difference. Sometimes after a show they smile and they entertain, but the other one, they're super serious. And
there's different shows, and also you always play off like the designer's energy and what they want their brand to kind of emulate. Yeah, that's kind of how I go about it.
Yeah, and would you say if you are creative, are they usually more fun to date or more complicated?
Well, probably more complicated, because I feel like people who are creative. So like, my therapist had to explain this to me one time, that like the human brain's really complex, but like basically like in the very simplest form, there's two sides. One is logical and one is like creative, artistic kind of. Yeah. But it's like more emotional on one side, and the other one is more like logical, like math, numbers, that kind of vibe, you know? I am more emotional. I use that side of my brain a lot more, and that's a lot more of like the artist, creativity, and those areas of your brain are over there. So I think that with that, like creatives are going to be more emotional. They're going to be, I don't want to say they have like mental health issues or things like that, because that's not fair to say. But like some of the greatest like artists in the world, like musicians, painters, fashion designers, like did have some kind of diagnosis or like something like that. And so I think like, there's a lot that goes on. I don't know necessarily completely the connection to the human brain and stuff, but I would say in the simplest form, I think that they're a little bit more fun and kind of more crazy to date, I think. But I think that it's like, I always end up being attracted to creatives and stuff, and I think that they just understand you better. Because I don't really like people who are logical and me. Like, I don't really get the whole logical side of things. I'm more like emotional and stuff. So I need someone who's going to be emotional with me.
So a man can't convince you with being logical.
He's got to like paint a picture for me about logic,
Okay.
and then maybe I'll
The
understand.
sky
like,
is blue, and
yes.
that's why.
Yeah,
It's,
I don't understand like the numbers and all that. No, no.
Yeah. I mean, that makes it also in general. Of course, women are more emotional than men, and what men need to learn is to be less logic if they want to connect with women, and that's why I come back with they overthinking. But if they would just just kind of talk what they feel in their emotion, it would probably connect better, especially then with women. Versus, okay, now I need to do step by step, say this, say that, and this, and then at some point they get confused in their head. Okay, what's the next step? Oh, I forgot, and then they don't know what to say. Okay, I'm gone.
I don't think women are like that complicated though. Like literally, I think if you like approach a woman so normally, but like we're just kind, especially in today's times, because men don't go up to women. Like they slide in your DMs or they like your picture and think that that's like them like hitting on you and stuff. And it's like so crazy. It's like if you go up to a woman and just talk to her, she'll be like, he came up and talked to me, like, because they just don't anymore. So it's not that hard, honestly, but.
So do you had probably, let's say probably guys at the event, okay, they probably saw you, they got somehow your Instagram.
Yeah.
And then they send you a message in versus, okay, they could just gone to me and talk to me.
Yeah, I think like that part about it, that's what like I get annoyed by that because I'm like, why would you just DM me? That takes away everything, like all of the magic or romance away from dating in general. It's like back in the day, like we didn't have phones in general. You used to have to like, they say like courting women, like you'd have to go to their house, like bring them flowers, do all of these gestures and different things to get her to even go out with you. Yeah. Like, what is liking a picture, sending a DM, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you're just there in person, hey, I really enjoyed our conversation. Would you want to go get a drink sometime? Super simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what do I know? I'm not a man.
Yeah. I mean, it's that comes back to the fear. But it's more about, not being used to it. But if they would like going out more and just connect in general, and then also meeting more and more people, and then you are in this environment of just socializing, of being fun, playful. It's not that you then just, need to talk to the attractive women you just like. Just talk to everybody.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're not very picky. Oh, I just talk to this girl because I kind of like her. No, just talk to everybody. And
that's true.
At some point you make the connections, and then there's maybe at some point there's a girl that just likes you.
No, that's true. Yeah, I think that like you never know who you're talking to. Yeah. And it's like you can't really judge a book by its cover. So it's like the more people you talk to, the more connections you make and stuff like that. Like you discover so much about people that you would have never known before.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And when you meet that much people, how do you know who is then real and not real?
I've gotten a pretty good just gauge from that because I think that like one of the biggest differences I think of like Miami and New York is I think that like in Miami a lot, like it's more of a facade out there. I'm not saying with everybody, but a lot of the culture out there is like really projecting a lifestyle that may not be realistic to keep up with standards and such. And I think that in New York, it's very different where people really hustle here and what you see is really what you get in terms of that stuff, especially on social media and stuff. And so I think that like with being around a lot of that in Miami, I kind of learned just social cues, just looking at social medias and stuff like that. It's definitely like, you definitely have to like ask questions and really get to know people and stuff like that because you never really know and stuff. But unfortunately, we do live in an era where things aren't really what they seem all of the time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they show one thing and then on the other is something completely else. Yeah, I can get. I mean, for me, I mean, I grew up in Europe, and it's like then coming to America and I've been here a lot in different cities, from Miami, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and now New York for a while, and I definitely get a difference. Let's say from Miami and New York, but also if I compare it, for example, to people in Europe. Which is then a completely different standards of people that they don't show off, like for example in Miami, because that's seen as very, very try hard and people don't like it at all. and that's why they are probably a little bit more real in on what they put on social media. But even now it comes more and more, like the influence, like from America, it comes more and more, and people kind of trying to do the same. But a lot of people are then still like very, grounded and also direct in the sense of, hey, I like this, I don't like that. And then also you see it then on their social media. So that's what I found a big difference in these different cultures. For Brazil, it's like a huge other story. Like Brazilians, they like to show off a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's more like because they're very emotional, and on the other side, they're very social.
Right.
Just like to connect with people, and they don't care at all, like, because they're always fun to be. So I like to explore a lot of these different areas or different cultures and how they put together and how is the influence. Because you probably also know it from Mexico. I mean, Mexico is still like North America, but it goes very into the Latino kind of culture. So you have also a big difference there, although it's like very nearby.
Yeah, no, the culture is definitely different. And that's why I'm grateful I've gotten to like leave my town and just experience different things. But I wanted to ask you, so I always hear that like dating in Europe is different than here. Would you agree that like, is it the same like struggles and stuff like that, or would you say that it's different?
I would say it's different, but it gets more and more the same. But I would, like, for example, if you go out in Europe with a girl, you can be pretty direct.
You can be direct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You just you just say, hey, let's go on a walk.
So there's less games.
Yeah, it's less games.
Okay.
I would say than here. It's more crowded. Of course, it depends on the country a little bit.
Okay.
Because Europe, there are a lot of different countries, and South Europe is different than, for example, Central Europe. But I would say in general, it's like more direct of things. I don't know if you know, in Scandinavia, they how they date. Like most of they date. For example, you go out and first of all you first sleep with each other, and then they decide later if they want to date.
What? Really?
So they don't go first on an official date. They kind of meet out somewhere at a bar. Okay, there's attraction. Then they kind of have something. Maybe they make out. They go home. Whatever. And then then a week later, if someone likes it, they can, okay, let's go on a date.
That's not far from how some people do things out here, though. Honestly, like.
Yeah,
it's kind of.
People, they first want to go like still on a proper date, like at least for coffee.
Our culture today, though, with these times, like I don't know what's going on. But anyways,
yeah, it's so it's different. It's just different. It depends. I think the culture makes a lot out of it too. But you have also like the influence. The influence like comes a lot from America.
Oh yeah.
Europe. So, people adapting more and more. And it's also different between Western and Eastern Europe. Like Eastern Europe, of course, you have the culture is like more very, very traditional still in Eastern Europe, and Western Europe is more modern. So that has also a big influence of things.
I need to go to Europe. That's what I'm learning on this podcast. I'm gonna go take a trip.
Yeah. You'll find maybe some crazy, I don't know, Italians or whatever. I mean, that's also if you could, let's say, if you could choose one place tomorrow in terms of a shooting or for a model show outside the US, where would you go?
I think I would do Milan. Because I feel like that's like the fashion like capital of like in terms of internationally and stuff. Like I've always wanted to like walk, like that's what my goal. Like one day I'll be in like Milan Fashion Week, like Paris Fashion Week, but definitely just Milan is like it's a dream. Yeah,
it's basically when you go to the city, it's like a whole catwalk kind of thing.
Oh my gosh.
Just to have like like all the stores and the culture. It's very cool. I like Milan. When I was living in almost 10 years in Switzerland, and to Milan from where I was living was maybe 3 hours away.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I went there quite quite a lot. Sometimes over the weekend.
A little weekend in Mulan. I love that for you. No, it feels like you've been everywhere.
I mean, not everywhere, but...
Is there anywhere that's still, like, what's high on your bucket list still that you haven't been to?
Asia.
Asia, okay.
I mean, I've been to, like, Dubai, but that's, like, Middle Eastern. It's Asia, but, like, Far East Asia, like Thailand,
Okay,
Japan.
Thailand, oh, yeah.
Maybe Indonesia or something. There I've never been. That's something on my... Indonesia?
Indonesia, oh, yes, okay, yeah. No, that would be so fun.
Now you have Bali, for example, and you have Thailand, Bangkok, maybe Vietnam. Japan is always, like, a lot of people go to Japan because it's very futuristic. And a lot of different, like, food. I mean, sushi, but they have, like, a lot, like, very, very cool stuff.
Do you miss traveling? Because you've been in New York for a little bit now, so, like...
I mean, not that much. I've been here for almost 2 months now.
Oh, really?
I came here 1st of September.
Oh, okay, yeah. When I met you, that was like right when you got there. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
We met at Swimsuit USA.
Yes. The pageant.
Yeah, exactly,
my first pageant.
that was your first.
Yeah, that was my first pageant.
Oh, okay.
I just say yes to things. Like they asked me, and I was like, that just sounds like a fun like thing to try. And like I always do things for like my younger self. If it sounds like something little me would have wanted to do, I'm like, yes, we'll do that.
Yeah, I like, because I think the funny thing is that's when we say about connecting with people, right? So we met at Swimsuit USA, so we kind of stayed in touch. We exchanged Instagram. Then so the next step we met on this fashion boat.
Yes, the New York Fashion Week when I walked on the boat.
Yeah, exactly. So we met there, and then I said, okay, I'm trying to do this podcast kind of thing. Let's invite her. So we have like, it's not like we're just talking about it. It actually happens in real life.
Yeah, no, because when I saw you the second time, I remembered you because I had you on Instagram already, and I was like, oh hey, like and stuff, and it was like. I guess that was the second time I saw you, but I felt like I knew you already because I saw you on Instagram every day and stuff. So I was like, oh, we're friends, like,
Yeah. And that's also what Instagram does. So you stay in people indirectly by posting stuff, posting stories, doing something cool or whatever it is. So you kind of also cover, or let's say that the step of meeting up, you can also do a lot of online connecting by posting these stories, and people just feel more connected with me. And then, of course, you remember me when you saw me the second time, and even you don't know because you saw some stuff what I do, and then you say, that's the guy I know him, but I just saw him the second
like we're
time.
Friends. I saw him twice, but we're friends.
And that then comes back to the mere exposure I explained to you too earlier.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I teach actually the guys out there. One of the things I teach is they need to get their social media on point. So when they go out there, when they go to events, or even if they just go in a bar and get to know somebody, then get your Instagram, they follow you, they see what you're about, and if you like. It's not that you need to be like the big influencer and like post stories. Do like a story maybe once a day or every, if you do something cool, and then people see it and they feel connected. And when you then next time maybe you invite them to something or you see them again, then I already know you.
Right. Well, I think it's like important to give people something to remember. So it's like you meet so many people, or maybe I don't know if you do, but like in these terms of these events, like when you go and like you get all these people's accounts and stuff, it's like, well, how are they going to remember you? They met how many girls in swimsuits that day, so it's like curating your page, curating your page to like stand out and be different and stuff like that. It's like I do social media management too. So like I work for like a luxury jewelers and stuff like that, and I do like their marketing and everything. So like I'll post like diamonds and jewelry and stuff, and people will be like, what is she doing and stuff like that. And it's like they remember that I'm a model and stuff like that, but then they see the jewelry and then they connect like all these different things. They're like, okay, she models, she does jewelry, she does social media, like all these different things where it's like these are all different elements of me, that it's more like it's like a digital resume, but it's like you're not applying for a job, you're just like a get to know me kind of thing. You know, it's like I'm not applying for someone's life, but it's like if you want to be around me or know me and stuff, like this is who I am and stuff. So it's like really important to have something there, whatever you want it to be, but like how would you want people to know you? What do you want them to know about you?
100%. And I also think especially nowadays where everybody's just online present. So I say okay, because there are people say, I'm completely against. I don't want to play the game. I mean, I still like a game, and I would either say okay, I play the game and play the game well, versus I'm completely out of the game and then I'm staying basically at home and do nothing.
I think it's just like you have to stay with the times. Like I don't necessarily, like I said, like it's social media is cheapened dating a lot and such, but it's like to get off of social media or not utilize it, you're not progressing with the world and what's happening nowadays, And in terms of like business and stuff, like with companies, like if you're not utilizing social media and stuff like that, then like the relevancy goes away. And it's not that like I necessarily completely support that, but it's like that's just where we are today. That's where our world is. That's what's of high value and importance. So it's like you just kind of have to try to go along with it. And also, like, if you can make money off of social media or do those things, why wouldn't you just try? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many people who make a side hustle or whatever on social media and everything. So there's so much good that could come of it and stuff that I think it's just, like, trying to focus on that and just trying to stick with today. I mean, I'm sure, like, when flip phones came out, people wanted to protest those. They were like, I don't need a phone with me everywhere I go,
Yeah, I had a flip.
And stuff. I had a flip phone, too, I remember, like, But anyway, so it's like, it changes, and I'm sure, like, when we are older and stuff like that, there's going to be things that come around where we don't want to go along with it, but it's like, you have to keep with the relevancy and where the world's going.
Yeah, 100%. And then you just keep the flow, and then you find your own style, own things you want to do. So I think that's also important. If you talk about them being authentic in some way, but I mean, being authentic on social media, because everything you put the best stuff. It's then also different, but it still kind of matches a little bit.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, I try to do a little bit of it. I think that each account has like a different platform for it. Like, so I do my like Instagram is like my highlight reel, but like I do TikTok too, and that like I will go in and do full story times. I will tell people everything that's going on in my life all of the time, and like I like yap to everybody. Like I used to go when I told you I used to go out like all the time. I do story times about going out, and I gained like a little bit of a following on TikTok from that because people like would love to know just like I tell about like guys coming up to me. I'd say like the bad stuff that happened, the good, like I do everything. Or like if I do vlogs, I like vlog myself like first thing in the morning because I'm like, it's not that glamorous all the time. Like, it's like I don't have my hair and makeup done like perfectly 24/7. Like that's not it. But it's hard. Like I try to do a little bit of that. I even share like some of my mental health stuff and everything. But I think it's so important to try to be authentic online because it's like people see it and they think like you have it easy or like you've never had like a hard day in your life or things like that, or it makes them feel bad that they're not at the same place, and it's like you have no idea what it took to do this or to be here, or like what I show like outside of the, you know what I mean? So I try to show everything, but it's hard sometimes.
Yeah. But it may be also a little bit like a therapy because you just speak. And it helps you. I mean, some people it helps just to speak. I mean, they could also do it without a camera rolling, but still it kind of helps, and put yourself out there and then get the feedback.
Well, I think that like we are all on our own separate journeys, but we all experience the same things. We've all gone through a breakup. We've all had a bad mental health day. We've all had a bad day at work. We've all had these things that we've struggled with, more severe, less severe, whatever it may be, and it's like it creates like this loneliness where people feel like they're isolated and it's only them going through this. So I think that when you put your ego down and just like be vulnerable and you share like some of these more difficult things that you're going through and stuff like that, it creates this connection that's really beautiful. Like you allow people to see you fully for who you are and allow the connection to really happen that doesn't always happen in person and stuff like that. And like when I first moved here and didn't know anybody and I started posting like this, I created like a community of people who like now they're like, oh, I love watching you on your journey and stuff like that and everything. Like I've seen you since you first moved there. And now like they've gotten to see me start Runway and all this stuff that's happened. And I've shown them every step, the whole progress of me like crying. I have videos of me crying on TikTok when I'd be like, oh my God, this is so hard and stuff. Now to me being like, oh, I just walked for like an international designer like a few weeks ago and stuff like that. And it's like, the progress and stuff, I've shown all of it, and like I've created a community, and I like have a connection to these people because they've been here since the beginning. So
Yeah, and they're following like all the up and down, but it then goes like in one direction, and that's pretty cool. Before we're gonna get to the end, you can also ask maybe 2 or 3 questions. Do we have any questions for me?
How did you come to? Oh wait, did you want me to ask these ones?
Yeah, I mean, one he already asked.
No, but I really wanted to know how you like developed this whole just idea of like the creating your elite circle and like coming here and like trying to like explain to people how you do this. Like, where did this come from? Like, where did you find the inspiration for this?
I mean, the most inspiration is always pain. You know, I was in a long-term relationship like 5 years ago. I was married, and then the marriage ended during COVID, like so many relationships. And then I was back then in Europe, like isolated, didn't really know a lot of people. I mean, I was playing sports, so I had like teammates and so on. But I was really like isolated, and then I was thinking, okay, should I just keep living like this, or do I want to change something? And I was thinking, well, I need to change. So I went out, connect with a lot of people, and then I came more and more into building social circles. First in Switzerland, where I was living back then, and meet a lot of people. And I saw what other people do with events. I saw people doing photo shoots. And then I was thinking, okay, well, probably I can do this too. And then I started to organize different events. I did a lot of photo shoot networking events. So I connected models and photographers, and I just organized the event, like location and so on. And they came, connected with each other, and that's how I built my social circle, first in Switzerland, and then I met other guys doing similar things. Then I did in Germany, some events in Eastern Europe.
Oh, wow.
And then, I grew social circles in different countries. Then I went traveling to the US, did the same here and there. And at some point, I got a lot of people reaching out to me, hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? And that's how I then realized, okay, I can go into coaching and basically coach others to do the same, that want to make these connections. And that's where I'm at right now, since almost a year, just coaching other guys to make connections all around the world.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So where do you like hope that this goes, like in the next like 5 years? Like, do you have like a whole like plan with this? Do you hope you keep like continue doing this, or where do you see it going?
Yeah. It's not that I have like a super
No, that's okay. I'm curious.
Yeah, definitely. I because I do it first for my private life. So it's not that I'm just teaching it others. I'm doing it while I'm doing it for myself. Like here in New York, I make a lot of connections here, but at the same time, I teach others. So I want to continue this and basically do it in different cities around the world and make like a global network, but also creating then communities of like-minded individuals that can come in and exchange experience with each other, make new connections, and just grow together. So it's also more like a community aspect, and of course making friends, making friends all over the world that support each other.
Amazing.
And of course then at some point maybe date.
Sometime somewhere in there.
Somewhere in the middle, because I always like a big pain point for guys especially is, okay, how to date women, how to go out with somebody, and how to connect with them. So, but I'm coming more from a standpoint, okay, make your connections, build your social circle, and then dating, that kind of comes somewhere in between, and it happens more natural.
Spontaneous.
Yeah.
So have you heard like people say it's like harder to date in New York? Have you heard that whole statistic?
Yeah, I heard. I mean, sometimes I also go on TikTok. I see probably some like these girls saying, "Oh, New York is so hard to date," and everybody kind of complains.
Do you agree? Like, since you've been all over, I know you've only been here for 2 months, but like, what's your take on that?
I don't think it's that complicated. Like, it depends how you go. I mean, I don't use dating apps.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I think it's a waste of time for most of the things.
Yeah, no, I don't like those at all.
So I'm more than going out and just, connecting with women, with girls, and then it's like very, very easy. Like you saying earlier, nobody comes out, nobody comes up to a woman anymore, right? So if I do it, so then I stand out versus any other guy out there.
No, definitely.
So the competition here is very
low.
It's quite different to Brazil, for example. Like in Brazil, like all these Brazilians, we are all like super, connecting, passionate, social, and we go up to people and talk to them, right? Versus here, they are a little bit more shy and reserved. And if you just do it, you just stand out. And if you do it in a proper way and not, in a nightclub drunk, and hitting on women, then you have a very big advantage to other guys. I mean, there are guys that have maybe the looks, but then if they talk, there's no connection. You probably know. And on the other side, you have the courage and then stand out versus others. I think New York is probably one of the. I don't think it's complicated.
All right, so we just have a really low bar set, so it makes it easy for other people.
Yeah. If you kind of come from
somewhere else
outside you have the courage then to actually go out there and make these connections, then it's.
Well, we got to get you out there coaching. They need help out there. Like, are you seeing the TikTok? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I should. Yeah. I mean,
you should be live on TikTok explaining it.
going live on TikTok.
Like, listen, I got you guys.
So I think thanks. We can wrap it up. I would say a quick summary. I really loved the conversation we had. A lot of insights about the modeling, about your background, about connecting with people. So I really enjoyed it. For somebody that wants to get to know you more in detail, how do they find you? Like how do they get in touch?
You can find me on any social media site, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of them, at Saucier the Better, SAUCIER. The better, basically. There we go. Sometimes people don't know how to spell saucier. But yeah, that's my accounts and everything, and I post every single day. So there you go.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you for having me. I had the best time, and it was a pleasure getting to learn more about you and just seeing what you're doing and everything. And yeah, I really enjoyed the conversation.
All right, thank you.